Well, I seem to be here once again next to the world's longest burning candle, which can only mean one thing. It must be time for Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady. Once again, thanks for joining me. As you know, Creepy Cheapies is where we look for the best in reasonably priced, well-made Halloween masks. But first, I'm just wondering, I keep seeing that Facebook apparently causes severe depression in people. And I guess that's not even an argument anymore whether or not it does. I guess that's just a thing. That every study by everybody everywhere has confirmed that Facebook causes depression. That is, it contributes to depression. People who spend more time on Facebook often suffer from greater depression. Okay, I can believe that. But the popular theory is that the reason for that is because people on Facebook are always posting things that make you, the reader, feel inadequate or unfortunate in some way, or like you don't measure up, or you're not good enough, or you're not as lucky as everybody else. Like people post things like, you know, here's my beautiful girlfriend, here's my beautiful new car, here's my beautiful new house, that sort of thing. You know, here's the addition I built onto my house, whatever. Here's my great expensive new collectibles that I'm buying. And the theory is that looking at that all the time makes you feel like, oh, all those other people have all the cool stuff, and I'm just unlucky, and you feel bad because you feel like they're better than you, or at least luckier than you. You know, I don't know if I agree with that, because I see that kind of thing on Facebook. When I do see it, I think, cool. You know, good for him. He's got a great girlfriend, or a great new car, or a great new mask, or whatever. I think, oh, cool. And I don't, at least consciously, I don't feel like, oh, I wish I had what he has. I never feel like that. But I do feel like Facebook contributes to my depression. And the reason for that is, as far as I can perceive it, the reason for that is that I'm constantly disappointed by how dumb mainstream America can actually be. I get on there and I see people posting things that they think are all profound and meaningful, but really they just sound whiny and childish. I'm always disappointed to see, shocked and appalled, in fact, frequently, to see how terrible people are at expressing themselves. They don't know how to use punctuation marks. They don't know how to spell. They just throw any old words out there and hope that we'll be able to make sense of it. You know, grown people who apparently have high school diplomas through some oversight, I guess. People who are allowed to operate dangerous machinery like automobiles and blow dryers and supermarket shopping carts, and those people don't know how to spell the word your. They don't know how to spell the word there. I find that depressing. So I'm finding it depressing because I go on there and I think, wow, look how dumb everybody in America is, and how little they care about anything, and how little they care about communicating. And they think they're clever and they're brilliant, and they think they're doing a fine job of communicating, and it's just sad and pathetic. That's why I find it depressing. So take a tip from the psychological and psychiatric experts of the planet, and from me, and get off of Facebook now and then, because you know what? The dumb stuff that's being said on Facebook today will go on in the same even keel with or without your input. You're not really going to help one way or the other. You're just going to get upset and feel bad and be depressed. But if it does make you feel sad and depressed and unhappy when your friends post good things, then shame on you, because I think it says a bad thing about a person's character if you feel like, oh, I'm sorry that guy has a new car. Why would you feel like that? You know, work toward getting yourself a new car, and work toward getting yourself the coolest masks, including this one from Death Studios, which is called, what's it called? Pumpkin X. That's right, Pumpkin X. Which is a great name for it, I think. I like it that it's called Pumpkin X. Now, the masks at Death Studios are designed by a bunch of different artists, and have been over the many years of Death Studios. Death Studios has been in business for, I think, 400 years now. Yeah. This one, I believe, was actually designed by Mr. Death, Jeff Death himself of Death Studios. I believe this was one of his inspirations. And what I like about it, well, I like everything from Death Studios really in terms of quality, because you get pretty good castings, you get excellent paint jobs, and all of this is hand done, most of it by Mr. Death himself. By the way, you can't find Death Studios masks too frequently on places like eBay or Amazon or what have you. Yeah. You're probably going to have to go to Death Studios itself. Go to the Death Studios website directly to order their masks, because they don't wholesale, in other words. So distributors don't typically have them. But well worth it, I think, because the castings. Now this one I've had for a few years. This isn't new. The casting is super thick and heavy duty. It's outstanding high quality. The paint job is just perfect, and one thing I like about all the Death Studios products that I've seen and that I own is that they always have such a clean and even and crisp and professional look to the paint jobs. They're so neat and orderly. There's almost a scholarly side to the way these masks are painted from Death Studios. They're just very, very intelligently done. And what's cool about Pumpkin X? Well, clearly it looks exactly like a real pumpkin. It has the big spooky mouth with the jaggedy teeth that I personally like. I always like my pumpkins to have zigzaggy pointy teeth like that. And I think it's very clever and cool that he has X's for eyes, because if you read comic books, you may know X's on the eyes typically signifies death. Typically means somebody is dead. When a character in a comic book dies, or a cartoon, and he's lying there dead, they would draw X's, you see, on the eyes to indicate that that person is dead. So this is like a reanimated dead pumpkin. It's kind of a zombie pumpkin, if that's possible. Now you can get these from the Death Studios website for 75 bucks, I believe. Could be as high as 80 by now, but I think it's 75 or 80, let's just say. Shall we? Yes, let's shall. You can get these either trimmed to wear with this cutout, or like this one, I got an untrimmed one just for display, because I'm not going to go around wearing this. Where am I going to go with this on my head? No. So I just got to display one. And one nice thing about pumpkin masks in any case is not only are they good as wearable masks if you want to be an evil scarecrow or something like that, they're also good as set decor, because, you know, you take your head out of the mask and you're left with a prop, just like a pumpkin. And this is a cool one. It's kind of fun. It's kind of dark and spooky and creepy, and I think it would be an ideal addition to any haunted house. So I recommend you go to the Death Studios website and look for Pumpkin X, a very underrated and overlooked for some reason. I don't see these in a lot of people's collections, but I thought it was awesome. Maybe that's just me. Don't you think? This is an awesome... Look at that. That's fun. That's cool, right? And it's spooky, too. Get yourself one today. And, hey, the time you spend browsing the stuff they have over on the Death Studios website, at least that's time you won't be reading dumb stuff on Facebook. Thank you. See you again next week.